What's up, guys? Welcome to Ocean Innovators Season 2, celebrating the decade of action to protect our oceans and focusing this year on mangrove restoration. Today, we are receiving Shama Bisnauthsing. She's the president of the Rotaract Club of Phoenix on the Mauritius island. How are you, Shama?
I'm very good, Ludovic. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for joining us today. In a few words, can you tell us a little bit more about Rotaract Phoenix?
So we are a fun and dynamic team of around 20 members and have been working together on the various projects based on the areas of focus of Rotary International. And last year, the environment has been included as one of the areas of focus of Rotary. So the club itself has been chartered in May 2012, and we have been operating alongside the Rotary Club of Phoenix in action towards a lot of community projects. So we see this opportunity to include the environment as one of the strategic plans of the club and planned a few projects revolving around the environment in our community. And our aim really was to raise awareness on each project that we are doing and its impact on society, especially with the youth. We had projects like the river cleanup. We had a talk on the use of plastic and its effect on our environment. And then we teamed up with the reef conservation to have a few sensitization campaigns in schools and kids in our region.
And what are your needs and how can we help you?
So our aim is to make society conscious of the realities and the degradation of our environment. You know, the term sustainability is becoming very mainstream these days and gaining a lot of momentum, but people also need to walk the talk and act accordingly. So we want to showcase the impact of our actions on our ecosystem, which is alarming for Mauritius being an island, and we are devoid of natural resources and highly vulnerable to external shocks and global trends such as COVID-19. So we seek all global partnerships and expertise to cope with these eventualities. And by being on an international platform, there is more awareness created on all the different issues at hand.
And Shama, why is it so important to protect mangroves according to you?
You know, being an island, mangroves play a very important role for our environment. They have a lot of, very important qualities, such as the breeding grounds for a rich biodiversity. Mangroves also act as a carbon sink and can help us fight against global warming. They are protection or a shield against the increasing number of natural calamities, which are becoming more frequent and more violent, especially for Mauritius being an island. It also protects our shores from land erosion and is a source of livelihood for our local fishermen. And the mangroves are surrounded with swamps or wetlands, which is also vital for our marine ecosystem and to have a healthy lagoon. And all these operate together. The wetlands are known to be a very productive ecosystem, but unfortunately, people often treat them as dumping grounds. And similarly for the mangroves, some people are very indifferent to their protection. So I'd like to quote here quickly Sir David Attenborough in one of his recent documentaries where he says that, you know, our imprint is now global and our impact is truly profound. And our blind assault on the planet has changed the very fundamentals of us living in this world which is a spectacular marvel. And yet the way we humans live in this earth is sending it to a decline. And this goes to show how our human activity has a great impact on species such as mangrove and what we need to do to save them.
That's so inspiring, Shama. Can you tell us a little bit more and describe us how your Rotaract Club managed to plant mangrove plants and how many did you plant?
So we joined with the Reef Conservation, who have an ongoing research and monitoring program up in the north of the island, where they study the coral reefs and the biodiversity there. And mangrove restoration is part of that project. So after a few sensitization campaigns we had with them, we decided to team up with 2 other Rotaract clubs for a more impactful project, being the planting of mangroves. And the area there is like a nursery, so there are a lot of seedlings for the plants, and then they are transferred to other areas around the island to promote the growth of the aquatic forest. So on the day, we planted about 100 seedlings in the nursery, which will eventually be transferred to other areas around the island. But what I wanted to stress is that with the project that they have in the north of the island, it's a very in-depth one to study really the health of our lagoon, and is also integrated with the local community as they are engaged as a stakeholder to be part of that project. And we are raising awareness for them to develop a more sustainable development way of living in harmony with nature.
Wow. And can you give us your most important statistics for you in relation to mangrove restoration?
So the Ministry of Fisheries in Mauritius had started in 1995 a program for the mangrove propagation, which had the aim to protect and reforest the areas which were depleted of the plants. I think at that time around 30 hectares were covered, and from most recent studies in 2007, this grew to around 23 hectares. Until date, there are a lot of NGOs that are working, and if I can recall correctly, I think there were around 40,000 plants that have been planted. But we are an island, and this is, like I mentioned earlier, like a protective barrier for us. So the work has to be ongoing, and we need to keep on sensitizing people and getting on volunteers to keep on planting those mangrove plants.
Thank you very much, Shama. We'll finish with a 2-second message you would like to give to our people of action today.
I think it is our duty and our responsibility to restore the environment, especially the marine life in Mauritius, and take the remedial actions before it is too late.
And there we go. That was Ocean Innovators series celebrating 10 years to achieve the 2030 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Don't forget to press the bell button to subscribe, and we will see you next time.